Hey everybody, very exciting announcement today. My name is Josh Acknow, Canadian immigration lawyer and CEO here at Visto.ai. AI. A huge launch as today we're announcing what I think is the first ever Canadian immigration chatbot trained exclusively on IRCC data. Now, what do I mean by this? First of all, for those who don't know, we at Visto.ai build Canadian immigration software. So we've been building software to help automate and streamline the Canadian immigration process for immigration lawyers, immigration consultants for a few years now. And we're very excited to launch what I'm basically calling the new birth child of ChatGPT and IRCC, right? So for those who don't know, ChatGPT is basically a chatbot. One of the problems with some of these chatbots online right now is that they could be using information from anywhere, right? They could be using information from an outdated URL on the government website. They could be using information from a random Reddit thread or forum post in 2017, right? You have no idea. Now, what we've done is we've leveraged AI and built a custom algorithm and database only using Canadian immigration government info, which means that when you ask it a question, it's only going to pull information that the government's providing. And if it doesn't have that information, so for example, let's say you ask it about what the weather is in South Carolina, it'll probably tell you that it doesn't know because it doesn't have any information about that, right? So I'm very excited for this because as a Canadian immigration lawyer myself, I know how important it is to only work with up-to-date, reliable information. So we knew when we started building out this chatbot that I'm going to show you in just a second, that the information has to be perfect, right? This is basically like having a mini immigration professional at your fingertips any day of the week, really fast, really reliable, excuse me. So for example, I'm going to share my screen here. You can see I'm taking you into VistoBot AI. This is exclusively in the Visto platform. So if you are a Canadian immigration firm, let me know, and I'm happy to share more information and get you set up with an account to start using VistoBot. And you can basically start asking it whatever the heck you want about different programs, eligibility, documents, etc., etc. So for example, let's say you get off a consultation call with a potential international student. Doesn't matter, right? Could be worker, PR, whatever. And they're asking about, how does the SDS program work, right? Which is the expedited study permit process. You can ask VistoBot, well, what is the SDS program, right? So for example, you can start very broad. And what you'll see is within a few seconds of typing in your question, the bot starts answering with information that's sourced directly from Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada, right? IRCC. So you can see here it starts explaining what SDS is, and it starts saying, oh, to be eligible, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what? Well, my client's really interested. So I actually want to know what are the specific eligibility requirements for SDS, right? I don't want to go have to pull this up on the website or, do all this research. So I'm just going to start asking. And what you'll see is the bot can almost get as specific or as broad as you want it to be, right? Now, the more specific your questions, a few extra seconds it might take to answer, but you're going to start seeing here, to be eligible for faster processing through the SDS process, you must, and it starts listing, right? So those of you who are familiar with the SDS program, you'll note that it starts listing out different countries, talking about acceptance letters, etc., etc. Now, there's a few things you can do with this information, right? Number one is you could copy paste this and send it to your client, but what you're starting to see is it's very specific so that it's sending you a lot of information. You might want to just copy paste this, send this to your client, maybe in a follow-up email, or you might not, right? You might want to send them something more specific. Now, you'll also quickly note that we even link out to the IRCC website, right? So if you need help on next steps to get started, we even provided you with the reference and links to get started. Now, let's say my client just wants basic information. They don't want this much stuff. I don't want to bombard them, right? So you could ask it to please summarize in 5 shorter bullet points so I can email this to my client, right? Just as an example. And the reason for this is sometimes we don't want all these specific examples. Now, what you can see here as well is the bot will actually help you communicate, summarize, and draft as well, right? So number one is obviously helping you with research, finding the right information. And now maybe you don't want to confuse your client with all of this stuff. Maybe some of it might not even apply to them, right? It's going to summarize, and now you can maybe just copy paste this stuff and throw it into an email for your client. Or maybe you get a whole bunch of text and you want to include it in a submission letter, right? You could ask it to summarize in a few paragraphs so that you can copy and paste it into a submission letter or something like that, right? So as you can see, one of the reasons I'm really excited about this is it's just the tipping point of where we're going, right? So not only can it help with research, it can help with drafting, it can help with summarizing, it can help streamline processes, but this is just phase one of VistoBot, right? So I'll end this by saying, number one, super excited. We're already getting really good feedback on how reliable and quick it is from the regulated immigration professionals that have been helping us beta test it. And secondly, the gears are probably shifting as they were with us, which is, okay, this is a great phase one. This is going to help you research, draft, communicate way faster. What's coming in phase two? Well, you'll have to wait to find out. But suffice to say, this is just the first step of where we're going with AI and how we're continuing to evolve the way that Canadian immigration professionals practice so that they can save time, get more done, and scale that much quicker. So anyways, thanks again for watching this quick video. If you do want to learn more or get started, make sure to check out our website at visto.ai, visto.ai. Shoot me a message on LinkedIn as well, whatever you prefer, and we're happy to get you going. Anyways, thank you again for watching the video. I'm Josh here from Visto, and I will see you in the next one.